Hi, so in the last video, we did solving two-step equations, and we also did solving one multi-step equation. It kind of led into a multi-step. So we are going to finish off with the multi-step equations, and I'm going to start with a simple one here. So in our steps, we know that step one is going to be to distribute. Step two will be to combine like terms. And step three will be to isolate the variable. And then we just keep repeating step three until we get down to something like G equals a number. Okay, so we'll keep repeating that isolate the variable as many times as we need to get down to G equals a number. So if you do not have distribution in your problem, then you just skip right to the combining like terms. This one does happen to have a distribution in it, so that's going to be our first step here. And reminder, distribution is when you multiply the number on the outside to both of the numbers or variables on the inside. So here we have 6 times G is going to give us 6G, and then 6 times 4 is going to give us 24. We're going to bring this down because we didn't touch it. So that's going to be our first step. Now, we are dealing with a two-step, what we just learned, and we're just going to follow that through now that we've done this. We know that we need to get rid of this 24 because it's a problem. We're trying to get this G by itself. So if I have 24 and I take away 24, this is going to zero out. I'm going to take away 24 from this side also because whatever we do on this side, we have to do on the other side. So I'm going to bring down my 6G. This is a 0, so I don't need anything there. And then 42 minus 24 is 18. Okay, so that will be the next step. And then we're going to go ahead and do our last step. Now this is 6 times G, right? So we know that we have to do the opposite, which is division. And we're going to divide both sides by the number that's attached to the variable, and that is going to be a 6. We end up with G equals 3. Okay, that is a typical multi-step equation. Okay, let's get into something that's a little bit more difficult, and that's going to include a few additional steps. Okay, so let's do negative 3y minus 4 plus 6y equals negative 15. Okay, now that looks a bit longer. Okay, now this problem looks more confusing because we have a few of the steps in here. First of all, our first step is going to be to distribute. So before we do anything else, let's just do our first step. We don't need to worry about anything else. It makes it a little bit too difficult. But if we chunk it up into steps, it makes it a little bit easier to manage. So negative 3 times a 3y is going to give us a negative 9y. And then a negative 3 times a negative 4 is going to give us a positive 12. Now we've done our first step. Let's go ahead and bring this information down because we did not use it. 6y equals negative 15. Now our next step here is going to be combine like terms. Now we actually do have something to combine this time because we have the 9y and the 6y. Remember, what makes a like term is the variables and the exponents. So this term matches this term. And remember, we scoop up these signs when we go. So I have a negative 9y, and we always add our like terms. So this is going to leave us with negative 9y plus 6y is going to leave us with a negative 3y. So let's go ahead and bring this information down into our new problem. Don't forget, we have this 12 here that's still here. So we have negative 3y plus 12, because we're just bringing this down, right? This information just gets filtered into the new problem, equals negative 15. Okay, so we've combined the 9 and the 6, the negative 9 and the 6, into this negative 3y. Now we've brought down this 12 down to here because we didn't use it, but we can't just throw it away. We have to continue to have it part of our equation. Same thing with the negative 15. We can't just throw it away. It's still part of our equation. Okay, so now we're going to move to our next step. Again, we're trying to get this y by itself. I'm going to get rid of this 12, but I also have to do it on the other side. I bring this down because I did not touch it. This is going to be gone, okay? And now this is negative 15 minus 12, which gives me negative 27. Now to our last step here, and that is, this is multiplication. So let's go ahead and divide both sides by the number attached to the variable, and that is the negative 3. And you end up with y equals 9. Let me write this over here. Y equals 9, okay? And that's because negative 3 divided by negative 3 leaves you with the y. And your negative 27 divided by negative 3 leaves you with 9. So our answer for that one is y equals 9. Okay, so that is solving multi-step equations. I'm going to go into some more difficult ones in the next video, but hopefully this helps you with this section.